Hello folks, Tim Tunnicliffe here on the Great Rugby Run, end of day 17, I think, something like that anyway. And I am here at Gordano Rugby Club. It's been a long 21 miles today, limping along a little bit, truth be told. But we got to the finish point and I'm climbing up the stairs because the view from up here is just magic, into this very homely clubhouse, all decked out in the club colours. Beautiful stuff. There's lots of things to talk about in here, and we're going to find out all about it with Andy.
Hi Tim, all right?
Hello Andy, what's your full name and what's your role here at Gordano?
Andy Davies, and I'm the facilities manager.
Nice, okay. Andy, let's go over and look out the window. People listening, we can't go outside because it is so windy you wouldn't be able to hear a word of what we're saying, but we'll hopefully give you a decent view from here, and then we can talk about it. So Andy, the first thing is that's very obvious to know is that we are right next to the M5 here.
We are indeed.
So how many cars and vehicles go across past your pitches?
On a busy day, 130,000 a day.
130,000 a day.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, somebody told me you're the best supported team in the country.
We would like to think so.
You certainly get more eyes on your pitches than a lot of other people. Now, talking of the pitches, I'm just trying to get in a little bit closer there so people can see. They look absolutely fantastic at the moment, but I understand that's not always been the case. So what's been the history here with the pitches?
Well, we came here in 87 and they weren't flat. They were on a big slope going down all the way down to the M5 there. So within, two phases, one in 98 and one 6-7 years later, both levelled. So yeah, the top one first and then the bottom one after that. So just to give us, as you can see now, excellent playing surfaces. And also just before COVID hit, we took off the top of both pitches and redone them, reseeded them and laser leveled them again. So they're potentially brand new pitches.
Yeah, amazing. Well,
Yeah.
in some respects, fortune, I guess, because to have that amount of time for them to bed in and settle down is probably a groundsman's dream, I should think.
It was good, but I don't know if you can remember the start of COVID. It didn't rain for 10 weeks.
Ah, right.
So that was particularly an issue. But yeah, they've recovered and they look brilliant now.
Okay, good stuff. And you're making use of the fact that you've got stadiums here.
Yeah, a lot of people. As going back to obviously the figures for £130,000, 130,000 people going past every day in cars, it does generate some good revenue for us for advertising. So on the bottom pitch, we have a number of advertisers. Our primary advertiser is Thatcher Cider, and they do give us a few bob every year, which helps for the running of the club, and also the ciders we have on as well. So yeah, that really does help.
Yeah, I love it. Finding so many different ways that clubs are making use of their facilities and just whatever is in the locality, and having those many eyes on your club all the time is
brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, as I said to you, I've seen your club 1,000 times probably, but this is the first time I've actually been here.
Very familiar, similar to most people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit more about yourself. Obviously, you're the facilities manager here, but what's your history with the club?
I've been in the club now 30 odd years. So started when we came up here, so in 88. Been playing ever since up to the last few years. Played 500 odd games for the club. Various teams, mostly first team up to the age of sort of 38, 39. Last first team game at 49. And now I'm just a bit too old.
Only a bit though.
Yeah, a little bit too old. But yeah, so most Saturdays now, obviously watch the lads play. So they're doing all right.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, I love meeting people who've just been in around a club for so long. It's just like you're part of the fabric of the place.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of effort. It's not just me, but lots of effort and volunteers go into every rugby club, and we're no different. But what we try to do is give whatever profit we got, be it from the advertising, be it from the membership, is back into changing the facilities. As mentioned earlier on, a big refurb happened 7-8 years ago. Another little refurb's going on at the moment with downstairs, so creating another bar as well. So
yeah, good stuff. And I, as listeners of this will know, I am a massive fan of having a balcony that overlooks the first team pitch. And I'm just trying to show you now, but they've got a very spacious balcony out here. Oh yeah, we'll come through this way, through these security gates, and see even more of it here. And it's sheltered by a nice bit of scaffolding.
That was done, sort of took advantage of COVID. So obviously with COVID, it was safer to have people outside. We know a lot of tradespeople, and fair play to local scaffold firm. They put the roof on for us, and so we can get never 60, 70 people outside.
Yeah.
We've added heaters, lighting, etc. So it makes it a little bit more comfortable. But as you can see from today, it doesn't stop the wind.
No, it's bitingly cold out there, let me say. I had another question about the motorway being there. Does the noise from it affect you when you're playing here?
You get used to it.
Right.
You really do get used to it. Yeah, I'm assuming for away teams when they come up. But for us, it's just background noise now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is quite loud.
Yeah, it definitely is. It must be like quite a home field advantage having that.
Going back sort of when say 30 odd years ago, when we had the slopes and the first team was on the bottom pitch,
right, so
right next to the motorway,
and
the big slope into the corner, so that was a huge advantage to us. So it's just like literally kick it in the corner and let the opposition get out.
Yeah, hearing line-out calls and things like that must have been a challenge. Yeah,
and
if you're not used to it.
Also with the wind as well.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look around this clubhouse, because I just love the way it's very much in club colours here. There's a lot of nice features, but let's go and have a look at... Actually, I'm going to save that one for last, because that is my favourite bit of the whole club, I think. It's just remarkable. But we're coming over here and have a look at... This is the club logo here, with a frisky shark in there. Tell me a little bit about that. And
the shark is when two clubs merged together back in '69, be it Lodway and Portishead. The shark is a pill logo, so they incorporated that into the G of Gordano, because we were playing down at Gordano School, and that's where it was. And that was done by a local businessman, Sean Coles, a number of years ago, to put it on a glass sort of church type effect, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really beautiful. It's good to see. Now let's talk about these, because again, this is a rugby club, and people enjoy their drinking typically in rugby clubs. So tables that are solid as this are probably quite a good idea to have in here.
Yeah, electrical grills. And when we done the refurb 7 years ago, it was an architect who helped us out, and this was the idea we came up with. They've lasted 7 years. They get battered every weekend with various things, and they stood the test of time. So cheap option, very effective.
Yeah, upcycling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go and have the grand finale over here, which this thing I think is quite remarkable. So you might have caught it in the background a minute ago, but this piece of graffiti art on the wall is something else.
That's a shark, yeah. That's meant to be our logo, elongated shark, done by Andy Council as part of the refurb. And he sprayed it by hand in a couple of hours a number of years ago. And incorporated in that is a number of local points. So you've got, these are pill cutters, boats. That's the church just down the road. That's Battery Point in Portishead up in the top. Then you've got all 4 international rugby stadiums incorporated into it. And then some local points in Portishead, so that's a Mirage in Portishead. You can see the stadiums, Twickenham, I think that's
Viva, you said it.
Yeah, Viva, that is Cardiff, and the other one around the corner is Murrayfield. So yeah, very, very clever. So if anybody wants to have a look, Andy Council. He's a local graffiti artist in the Bristol area, but very, very popular and a very clever lad.
Yeah, I mean, it's just remarkable. 2 hours, you said it took him to do that.
Yeah.
Couple of hours.
All by hand.
With
cans.
Quite remarkable.
Yeah.
Okay, a little bit about the club itself now. Andy, like the playing side. How healthy is it? How many players have you
Very
got?
healthy. Obviously, COVID's hit everybody, so we're playing teams now. We haven't played for a number of years. Teams are struggling. We struggle for numbers, but we're doing okay. We run 2 to 3 teams on a Saturday men's. We run a ladies, and our kids and maths on a Sunday. We've got 400 kids members on a Sunday. so it's very, very busy. But we sort of spread them out between the two pitches here. We use in Portbury, there's a pitch just past the church called the Graveyard for obvious reasons down there, and also we use the local school in Portishead to get them playing as well.
Right, so you've got extended facilities that you
Absolutely,
can use.
yeah. You hire or borrow or everything. So yeah, membership's really, really good.
Good stuff. And are you seeing those kids come into juniors and come through to the senior sides as well?
In drips and drabs.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of our kids in the last few years are quite intelligent, so they go to university. So then we get the struggle.
God damn it.
I know. So we sometimes have the struggle getting them back, but we're seeing them come through now. We've got a number of kids in the first team that have just finished uni coming back. So it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I think that was everything we mentioned, wasn't it?
It was.
Anything else you want to?
No.
Any other messages?
Well, just for you, saying fair play to what you're doing.
Thank you, mate.
No, and it's. I hope the word gets around, and everybody supports the cause.
Good man. Thank you very much,
Cheers,
Andy. Cheers. Okay, so that's Gordano with that incredible piece of graffiti art just hidden behind me there. Good stuff. That's the end of the road for me today. God, I lose track of what's going on now. My brain is absolutely a blur. But tomorrow I am in and around Bristol all day. I'm going to try and get to as many clubs in the Bristol area as I can. There's no plan. It's just going to be quite random. But if you're in the Bristol area or you know somebody that is, if you can sort of alert them that I'm going to be on my way and keep an eye on the Twitter feed, then I'll try and keep people updated with the plan on there. Yeah, and spread the word. Keep sharing, please. I had a nice mention today in The Guardian by Robert Kitson. I met him last Saturday at the Taunton Titans game, and he put a nice little thing in The Guardian for me today. So that was a wonderful little G up for me today as I was hobbling along all the way up to Gordano here. So thank you, Robert, for that. It's much appreciated. And as I said, keep spreading the word, and I'll see you tomorrow on the Great Rugger Run. Cheers.